Hey, everybody. It's your goddamn professionals, the Working Fans podcast. That's right. We got a dog here. It's the man they call Dave, AJ Strangebrew. Fire up. Call somebody. We are all the way live. I mean, we are more live than Matt Bourne on Coke. If you watch Dark Side of the Ring this week, all right? It's a bad motherfucker, Matt Bourne. Let me tell you.
To quote a wise man, somebody better call my mama.
Call him mama. About to get your ass whipped here. We are going to talk AEW for AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door. We're going to preview that. And we got some of the event for Griswold this weekend, the great get-together to talk about. We'll hit that up at the end of the show for all you locals that listen to us.
Well, it's actually next weekend.
Next weekend, yes. Forgive me.
Yeah, don't show up this weekend. You won't find any of this stuff.
You might be disappointed. All right, so AEW, why don't we just get to AEW Forbidden Door a little bit here? There's like 11 matches on this card. Let's just talk about some of them here. Hold on a second here. Let me see. Actually, there's one match I have not heard advertised here. Okay, so I have not heard this, but apparently Filthy Tom Lawler might be wrestling Adam Cole. I haven't seen.
That's supposed to happen either tonight or tomorrow on Rampage.
Yeah.
The build up to that. That's either tonight on Rampage or a Collision. They're going to have him come out, and he's actually not going to be by himself. He's going to be with a friend of the show, Royce Isaacs. Will actually be out there with him.
Yeah, well, that's his partner. CM Punk is going to be on the show now against Satoshi Kojima. That's part of the Owen Hart tournament. We got Orange Cassidy and Zack Sabre Jr. Versus Shibata and Daniel Garcia. We're going to have the Blackpool Combat Club. It's going to be Moxley, Yuta, and Claudio, and Konesuke Tatesta. Yeah. And then Shoto Unomo versus Hangman Page, the Bucks, Kingston, and Ishii. We got
way to pull out the big time there, Kingston. Freaking, I got somebody. I got Ishii.
Ishii, that's right. I love Ishii. He's looking a little weathered though.
Yeah, considering he came out and just got his ass kicked, it really wasn't the way to really build it up.
The Suzuki Gods, that's Jericho, Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki versus Sting, Darby Allin, and a partner to be announced. That will be tomorrow on Collision. Tanahashi versus MJF for the AEW World Championship. Tanahashi will be on Collision tomorrow too for he'll be wrestling Swerve Strickland. So Tanahashi.
How great would it be if Miro was actually the partner for Sting and Darby?
I would love that if we had Miro, but
I would love to see Miro going at it with those guys. I think that'd be fun.
You know what? We'll make some predictions on the final two matches. We'll talk a little other stuff, and we'll get to the carnival. But before we get to these final two matches, because you brought up Sting and Darby and who their mystery partner might be. Darby did say you've made some enemies in other promotions along the way. So we did get.
Oh my God! It could be Goldberg.
That would be something. I would be into that. I doubt it, but I would be into that. I was thinking. I started thinking about New Japan, and I remember Jericho did have some matches with Okada there, which Okada's obviously.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be him.
Right. And so Omega, and then the other guy he actually wrestled over there was Naito.
Yeah, it could be Naito. Naito would be a good one.
Yeah, I haven't seen Naito on this card, so I think that's a possibility. Unless it's somebody like Goldberg, which would be
Naito would be a good one.
Yeah. But all right, Kenny Omega versus Will Osprey for the United States Heavyweight Championship. I'm going to go with Will Osprey here. I think Osprey is going to get it done because he's going to bring that IWGP U.S. title back to New Japan. And Don Callis did tell Osprey that he would offer him some of his own personal security.
I think Osprey's going to pull it off too. I think there's going to be some chicanery, but I think Osprey's taking it home.
And then in the main event, well, actually, I don't know if this is going to be the main event. It's my main event. Bryan Danielson versus Okada.
Do we see a clean winner in this one?
I would say so, just because Danielson doesn't usually he either goes over or he loses clean, it seems like.
I actually am thinking Okada might go over in this one.
I'm leaning towards Okada. I actually think it's the favorite just because Danielson, that's just the kind of guy he is lately. He seems to put over people, in this type of circumstances. But
I mean, not that Okada needs it, but I have a feeling Danielson's not going over.
If Omega's going to lose, that makes me think Danielson might win.
Yeah.
But I'm going to, gun to my head, I'll pick Okada. So.
I'm with you. I'm going Okada also.
All right. So we'll talk a little WWE too, but before we get to that, let's just talk about a little more AEW. AEW Collision made its debut. Overall, I thought it was a fun show, and I thought it felt different than Dynamite. Like the pacing felt different. Like I felt like matches had a chance to breathe. It was great to see Miro and Andrade back as well as Punk. And I don't know.
It gave us a little bit of the feeling that we had with Rampage originally. When Rampage came out, it was a shorter time, it was less matches, and it wasn't trying to be Dynamite light like it is now. I thought Collision had more of that feel to it.
Yeah, it felt different. You had a completely different commentary team, which was great. You got Nigel
I love the commentary
Kevin
team.
Kelly. Yeah. So
first of all, we haven't seen Jim Ross that good in 20 years.
Poor Jim took that fall. His voice was all messed up. I felt bad for him.
When I was a young lad, and I know you remember being a young lad also. Back in the day when you had a cow or you had a horse, and the horse broke its leg, and you didn't want to see the horse suffer anymore. You take it out, and you'd put a fucking shotgun behind its ear, and you'd pull the trigger and put it out of its mercy. Jim Ross, you can't do it anymore. Get rid of him.
I don't think he should have been there.
In general, he's not what he once was. So now you fly him in after taking a fall where he can barely talk. Looks like he was punched in the face by Saraya. I mean, what the hell?
I'm going to ask you something, though. Let me ask you this, because this is the part I wanted to see, and we're not going to see it probably, but Jim Ross does not come across like he's excited about this product. Like, this is not the pro wrestling he necessarily grew up on. I know everybody loves Excalibur. All right. He knows a lot of the moves. Tony Schiavone's a legend. All right. But you listen to Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness.
Loved it.
Do you feel like that's a team that would work with a guy like Jim Ross better?
Yeah, they could. I could see it. But like I said, right now we're just giving him a paycheck just to have a legend out there and to say thank you.
I think that he would actually still perform very well in those sit-down interviews, though, too.
No, he does, and
he's the man for that. Yeah,
do that with him. Have sit-down interviews when it matters. Don't do it all the time. Just have him on occasion, and hell, give him a paycheck just for being great. But stop putting him on TV. He can't call a match anymore.
Yeah, we'll see. See if my man comes back. Jim, I'm praying for you. Thoughts and prayers.
I mean, hell, he's one step away from Gordon Soley. I mean, dead.
I think he's drinking on the job. All right. So before we get to plug in this carnival here this weekend that we're going to be a part of, and we're excited to be a part of next weekend, forgive me. I'm so excited to get to this carnival.
He's so excited. He keeps putting it this weekend.
I can't wait, baby. I can't wait. It's going to be great. But let's
well, I have often said to you, I can't wait to get back home to Griswold.
I know you have, baby. This is your opportunity. Now, last week, main event Jey Uso. All right. He laid it down, kicked Roman Reigns in the face, and he's with his brother Jimmy, and they're going to be taking on Sikoa and Roman at Money in the Bank.
Dude, we called that shit. We called that match.
And now, since we're probably going to be busy, very busy next week, maybe we'll talk about this a little more in depth, but just in case we don't, what's going to go down at Money in the Bank? Between
I think that Jimmy and Jay have got to go over. Unless Jay's going to turn on him there.
I don't think so.
But I don't think so. I think they've got to go over.
Now
I think you're building towards a Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, not just a battle for the belt, but battle for the tribal chief.
And I think that's going to happen at SummerSlam. And if you're going to do that, Jay has to pin Roman at the tag match, and I think they have to make a big deal out of it.
I think so too. Money in the Bank itself, a lot of it changed this week. We've had people added to the ladder matches that I think
we should talk about
predictions.
that. Yes, because we did make a prediction last week based on who we saw that we thought the man, LA Knight was going to go home. But when I saw Logan Paul show up this week, I'm like, well, nope.
Logan Paul having the briefcase is a genius stroke.
It is. It is.
That is an opportunity to make a big splash if they don't screw it up.
Yeah.
And they also added Trish Stratus to the female ladder match for the Money in the Bank. Is there a chance now that Trish Stratus gets that briefcase?
I'm still going to go with Io Sky.
I'm leaning towards Trish. Yeah. I think that they're going to screw over Becky. And she's going to get it. And then down the line, you can eventually have friction between Trish and Zoe Starks over the fact that Trish has the bag. Or it could make it so Zoe Starks ends up with it.
Or Trish gets that bag, gets the briefcase rather, wins the title, and this is where Becky goes over at a later date and wins the title from her.
Yeah. So, hey, it's also, like I said, it's a hell of a way to build Zoe Starks. It's also a hell of a thank you to Trish Stratus, who's been working her ass off.
Absolutely. We also want to thank other people today before we get to the end here. AJ.
I love W. You know, I use it all the time. I'm actually dragging a little bit right now. I've got to go to a baseball game in New Britain today to do some promotional stuff. I'm going to go there to cheer on the CBs. I'm going to be there. And guess what? Before I go there, I'm going to be chugging some W so that when you get there and you see your man, your boy, AJ Strangebrew, doing the promotional stuff at the CBs, you're going to see me off the chart because I'm going to have so much energy. Save 10%. Use the promo code. Dave, what's that promo code?
Fans working, baby.
That's right. Fans working because we're fans and we're always working. Woo!
Working your ass.
I got to pop in here to let you know that is w.gg. Go to the site, use fans working, 10% off your order, and I'm out.
Thank you. Working. All right.
I like the fact that he's showing the guns today. Joe showing off the arms.
He's got those arms. All right. Let's talk about this carnival next week. I'm so jacked for this, baby. It's Griswold Great Get Together. It's starting Thursday, June 29th. From 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's going to be the carnival for everybody in Griswold. So Griswold, Connecticut. You got to be local. Got to be around. Unless you want to make the long trip to Griswold, Connecticut.
No. Make the trip from anywhere.
Yeah. Toronto. We hear you.
Toronto.
That's
if you thought Forbidden Door was good, woo,
Chicago.
Wait till you come down and see the back door of Connecticut. Griswold.
That's right, baby. And then Friday, June 30th, before we get to the main event on Saturday, we got some great musical acts here. This is going to be going on from 6 to 10 p.m. again. We got Stiff Kitty. We got what I believe my man is called Nick Basse. All right.
Hey, do we have Wooden Horse?
We got Wooden Horse.
Oh, my God.
So we are good to go. And
on Saturday, get there for 4 o'clock. The gates open for 4. Wrestling starts at 5 o'clock, 5 to 7. You're going to have NEW there. And guess what? This is included in your carnival price. You don't have to pay extra for this. You're going to get to see people like Wrecking Ball Ligursky. You're going to get to see Megan Bain. These are superstars all over the planet. And they're coming to Griswold and are going to wrestle with no extra charge. It is included in your carnival price tag.
And I'm going to be there.
Man called
wait a minute. Who's gonna be sitting with us at the table?
Author Bryan R. Solomon is going to be there selling copies of Blood and Fire, the unbelievable real-life story of wrestling's original Sheik. He might have his comic book there, Superheroes, a pop history, whatever else the title is. I don't have it in front of me, but if you have the book, you can bring it to him to sign. We have more announcements coming up. Pay attention to this YouTube channel tonight at 8 o'clock. We're going to be talking with the other guest that's going to be sitting with us at that table.
Now, I want you guys to do me a favor. If you're a fan of wrestling and you like, and let's say you're an ECW fan, you grew up on the Blood and Guts. If you think that was great, check out the book by Bryan Solomon. He actually does the original Sheik. The original Sheik in that Detroit territory was very similar to what you saw in ECW, but it was 30 years beforehand. It is incredible what the Sheik changed in wrestling.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and at the NEW show, it's going to be former guest of the show, Dan Moff, versus future guest of the show, Wrecking Ball Legursky.
That is incredible. If you haven't seen these two animals, you need to actually check them out. These are two guys that make me look like a little person.
And speaking of, as we get ready to get out of here, speaking of wild animals.
Read about the Northern Wrestling Federation in the book presented by Russellville.com, The Pro Wrestling Vault, Volume 2. Hear the story of Roger Ruffin, the man who trained Carl Anderson, the Monster Abyss, Jordan Clearwater, Chris Harris, and Jillian Hall.
Plus 45 other short stories including Jazz, Bobby Eaton, Kamala, Thunder Rosa, Mario Mancini, Scott Casey, PJ Black, Kerry Morton, Sal Renaro, Jeremiah Plunkett, Colby Carino, Bam Bam Malone, and many others.
Get your book today at Russellville.com. Russellville. It's where wrestling